Hello, hello. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to our first. Oh, okay. Ducky would like to say hello too. We'll see if he stays quiet. But yeah, welcome to our first live reaction to a NFL game of the season. Happy to be here. Very excited for this one. We got the Packers hoodie rocking, and then um sorry, I was just getting that off the screen for a second. Dolphins fans, you are represented because every time Jordan Love has a turnover-worthy play tonight, um, I will be taking a shot out of this. It doesn't want to focus, but it's a Miami shot glass that Anna and I got when we went to the Dolphins Browns game a couple years ago. We collect shot glasses whenever we go on vacation, so. Miami, you are represented. Do not worry. Hopefully your team doesn't get me too drunk tonight. Should be a good game, man. I'm really expecting a battle in this one. It is snowing, so Tua in the snow. The narrative will continue on. Obviously, the last time we played in a game this cold was that Kansas City game that he basically couldn't throw the football. So that'll be an interesting thing to follow here tonight. And yeah, how well can the Packers come out? They're obviously coming off their most complete win last week against the Niners, and the Dolphins are red freaking hot since Tua has come back from his concussion. And if they can win tonight, they are very much alive in the AFC picture. So just a huge, huge game. Couldn't ask for a bigger matchup to do our first live coverage. I'm a little bummed that the game's on NBC because when I first announced this, I was thinking Amazon Prime, where I can actually like go in with the Prime Vision with the coach's film and actually like I can't show you guys the film, but I can actually like break down what happened and react on the fly like someone in the actual booth could. I think I can. I'm watching this through our DirecTV stream, so I can go back and forth quite conveniently, so that's good at least. I will have a webcam for the score bug once the game gets started here, so you guys can sync up with where we are on the live stream. That'll be pretty cool too. The streaming softwares actually prevent you from doing screen capture of any sort of like television broadcast or anything like that. So I had to kind of jerry rig it with this webcam. So right now it's obviously they don't have the score bug up, so I don't know where it's going to be necessarily, but we will have that so you guys can get all synced up. Already got 100 people in the house. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I certainly had a little bit more of a quiet Thanksgiving out here in Charlotte without the family. Anna is working a 24-hour shift, working hard at the hospital while we get to watch some football. Hope everybody got a good nap during that Cowboys-Giants game. Goodness. That was about as lousy of a game as we expected, but hey, that Lions-Bears game kept us entertained. The Bears just keep finding new ways to win. I was speechless when that happened, but my Lord, how do you not just run a play and try the field goal in that situation? And then Matt Eberflus throwing Caleb under the bus in the press conference after. I mean, he's not wrong. I do think Caleb probably could have handled that better, but you don't say it. It's like the Stephen A. Smith quote. Yeah, just what a disaster the Bears are. Just a mess. Hate to see it. Just hate to see it, right, Packers fans? It's really just sad to see the Bears drowning in their own tears. Echo with the first super chat of the night. Here for the really small chance Chris Brooks scores. Definitely coming from an unbiased BYU fan. Hey, Chris Brooks started on the Dolphins, right? It's a revenge game for the running back. All right, so I think we're going to get the score bug up here pretty soon. I can get this set up. This is the best copyright-free score bug that I can get. We'll see. We'll see where it ends up coming in here. I'm hoping it's at the bottom of the screen because it'll be kind of awkward for me to watch with this big webcam in front of my face. How's my audio sound, guys? I know I've had some... Oh, we got a big kick return. Keyshawn Nixon takes it to the 45, 50-yard line. Great start for the Pack. All right. Okay, so I can now... There we go. How about that, huh? Pretty nifty, huh? We're technically savvy around here. I can even do a little bit of this. You're going to see the little clips of replays in there, but yeah, just keep me posted in the chat. If my mic is like peaking and not sounding great when I get loud, just please let me know. I will not be offended. I changed some settings and stuff, and it just I haven't quite been able to get back where I had it before. So any live feedback would be appreciated. Sheldon says, I don't think it was on Caleb at all. Receivers weren't even set until 10 seconds left. Eberflus also said the plan all along was to go out for a touchdown, or to go... I thought he said to complete a pass, call a timeout, and kick the field goal is what I heard, which that is the right process from Eberflus. You should, in that situation, you should try to get a few yards and then try the field goal, definitely. So it looks like we're going to get a first commercial break here. Excuse me. We got some bots out here. Got to clean up the chat. No commercial break. We are good to go. Ballantyne injured on the kickoff. CB5 for Green Bay, although these days he's more like CB2 or 3 with all the injuries. Jair Alexander has been unable to recover from that knee injury against the Jags. What about the music, guys? Is the music at a good level? Just let me know. All right, we got the first snap coming up. Handoff to Josh Jacobs. Stuffed. Looks like Calais Campbell and Jordan Brooks in there on the stop. Mark Whitmore says, biggest need for the Pack this offseason. It is CB1, CB2, and CB3 are the needs for the Packers. There you go. Now you're going to hear some music. Thank you, guys. Okay, Josh Jacobs motioning in. Ooh, a little false start action. Bummer. Just a light sprinkle of snow coming down. Shouldn't be enough. It'd be more the wind. It does look like it's kind of blowing sideways. Not that that's abnormal for snow. But if it is pretty windy, then that would derail the ability of these quarterbacks to throw the ball. Okay, 2nd and 14. Love stepping up, letting it go. And he overthrows an open Jaden Reed. Damn. That was there. Don't love to see that from Jordan. Lisa B says, we need doggos. I will definitely get the doggos going here. I wanted to start with Ducky in his bed because he can be a nuisance. I expected Teddy to make his way over towards me so we could pick him up and get him on the camera. We will definitely get doggos here soon. Next commercial break, I'll fetch him. 3rd and 14, Jordan Love gets hit. That's going to be a fumble. Calais Campbell picks it up. I was certainly not hoping we'd have to get this bad boy ready so soon. We're going to have to see, was this a pass or a fumble? Okay, it was a pass. It was a pass. Whew. I don't know, man. That ball popped loose, and then he kind of pushed it forward. think he still had it. I think he just barely had it enough to kind of spin it. I don't think it was a complete push. But definitely close. Sheesh. All right, so a bad start for the Pack. A couple of sloppy plays from Love to begin. It's kind of like a hold your breath season with Jordan Love this year. It's been, 2 out of 3 plays are pretty good, and then the third play is muffed punt. Oh no, Miami. Oh, Miami. You know what? I will take a sip. I will take a sip of Espolòn in your honor, Dolphins fans, because a fumbled punt is the worst play in football. This one is for you, Dolphins fans. It's just a little sip. We gotta get the party going. Yeah, the fumbled punt is the worst play in football. My God. Like, the win probability shifts back in Miami's favor, and then it just tanks because of your 5th, 6th string wide receiver that can't catch the damn punt. It is just always the worst, absolute worst feeling. So, Jordan Love gets a second chance here on this first drive, basically. Miami loading up the box. All for naught. Josh Jacobs putting his head down. 8-yard run. Something I was talking about on the Fully Inflated Football podcast last night is this is the year of the running back. And Josh Jacobs is a big part of that. I think we are going to see a major shift in teams paying running backs, drafting running backs, retaining running backs. You're not going to see teams like the Raiders. Oh, the Dolphins with some confusion. They almost ran a play with 10 players on defense. But they hand it off to Jacobs, keeps his feet running, all for naught. We're going to have 3rd and 3 coming up. But yeah, I think this year is going to be a big shift in terms of just not necessarily that running backs are irreplaceable and make all the difference in the world or anything like that, but they definitely matter, right? The narrative has been just basically that paying them's a mistake, drafting them's a mistake. They do nothing for your football team. That's obviously been false. All right, 3rd and goal. Fake the handoff. Love to the flat. What a throw to Jaden Reed. We've got a touchdown, baby. Hey. Let's go. Nice play action fake. Good route from Reed and Love on the money. Just outside of the reach of number 36 for Miami. Who's number 36 on that one? That's got to be one of their safeties. Storm Duck. Hey. All right. If Storm Duck is getting coverage here, we need to get our Duck out of his bed. Hey, buddy. Come here. Your favorite football player, Storm Duck. His hair is a little bit longer than the last time you would have seen him, guys. He's due for a grooming appointment. Look at the camera, buddy. Storm Duck. I know he looks like a stuffed animal right now. He's super tired. He's like, he's literally purring at me right now. He's like, why did you take me out of my bed? Yeah. It's Storm Duck. We had to do it. All right. I'll put you back to bed. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, say goodbye. Good night. All right, guys. I'm going to take a quick break and put Ducky to sleep because he is super tired. That's what he does when he wants to go to sleep. He just gives you a little kiss. He's a Pomeranian. Both of our dogs are Poms. All right, I'm going to take just a quick break. I'm going to give you guys an ad break. Oh, Mom's in the chat. There she is, Lisa B. Hi, Mom. All right. 1 second, guys. Whoops. That's the wrong screen. There we go. All right, well, lucky start for the Packers. Oh, that was a nice zoom up of that guy's crotch from our game sync cam. Very, very funny. Place for that camera to focus. All right, so now, assuming Miami can field this kickoff, we will get a chance to see Tua tonight. Tua coming off of AFC Offensive Passing Player of the Week. I don't want to be the Tua hater guy, but it's a big game for Tua to kind of show us what he's made of this year. I don't know if his performance was AFC Passing Player of the Week quality last week. The stats looked good. It was a lot of schemed up stuff. Not that that's a knock on Tua. It's just there wasn't a ton of excitement from Tua. I didn't think last week against the Patriots. He was going to need it tonight going against Green Bay, down 7. Jalen Waddle finally stepped up last week, though. That was good for Miami to see. He's actually had a pretty disappointing season. A lot of drops towards the top of the league in drops. So we'll see how he can do in the cold as well. Oh, that's going to be a false start. Not a mentally sharp night for Miami in Lambeau tonight. Starting to drive with a false start and a fumbled punt return. That was Jonnu Smith on the false start, who has been such a good signing. He's just gone straight back to what he was in Tennessee, basically, where he's just been a beast after the catch. He's been one of their primary weapons, maybe even more than Tyreek Hill and Waddle the last few weeks. So 1st and 15, they run a screen. And Achan's going to get about 11 on it. That's the type of play that worries me against this Packers or for this Packers defense. They have been better as a defense overall this year, but they definitely have been coached to get upfield, play aggressive, and this is a unique challenge against this offense where it's a lot of misdirection, receivers catching it with blockers in front of them from all sorts of different directions, reverse sweeps, that kind of stuff, and the gap discipline, the lane discipline spread out from sideline to sideline is something that I think Miami can get some big ones on Green Bay. It's going to be a big night for Quay Walker, who had the game of his career last week against the 49ers. Really contributed to the Green Bay Packers shutting down the run. So that's a big, big matchup for this game tonight. Tua flushed out of the pocket. There's a flag on the field. Whatever the result of this play, you're not going to love to see the Dolphins offensive line breaking down on a 3-man rush like that, but they are going to get the offsides here, so that might have contributed. Could have been a slow start for the Dolphins O-line. Let's see what happened here. It was just how Gary was lined up. All right. Ooh. Javon Bowler jumps off sides. I don't know if he crossed on that, but whatever. Just give him a fresh set of chains anyway. Probability of converting a first and... Oh, it's a false start. Back it back up. Okay. Moot point. Second false start of the night for the Dolphins. If you're going to come into Lambeau on a cold Thanksgiving night, you can't be making these mental mistakes. If you're Miami. Especially if you're the team that has historically made these types of mistakes in poor climate games like this. They've been accused of being soft, if you will. And that's just a run up the middle that goes nowhere. That is the type of run that doesn't fear me as a Packers fan from the Dolphins, is just lining up, trying to run inside zone, duo, that kind of stuff. What scares me about the Dolphins is misdirection, speed to the outside, trickery, screens. From a talent level, it doesn't get much of a worse matchup in the league. The Packers D-line versus the Dolphins offensive line. Now, the Packers D-line hasn't quite lived up to their expectations this year. They've played a lot better the last couple of weeks, though. Oh, goodness. Broken play. That's going to be a sack for Lucas Van Ness. Hey, didn't really have to... Well, we'll see what he did here, but not necessarily a clean pass rush win of a sack there, but for the rookie, well, second-year players, he might as well be a rookie with how much he played in his first season. A free sack for him to put in the stat sheet, but he did have a dominant sack last week. The Packers traded away Preston Smith, hoping to give Lucas Van Ness some more playing time, and last week he showed why they were ready to do that. Drew, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. The gobbler tip, I appreciate it so much. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, Drew. Oh, wow. Now an unnecessary roughness penalty on the offense on Jonnu Smith, who we were just praising. The retaliation. Keyshawn Nixon gives him a shove. Jonnu. Oh, yeah, there it is. Shoved McKinney in the face mask. I mean, what are you doing, dude? So 3rd and 29. I don't even know if... I'm not gonna start hating on Tua quite yet. Not gonna go there yet. I'll hold my thoughts on that one. All right, probably gonna be a screen to the left side. Put it in Tyreek Hill's hands. See what you can do. Oh, they're just gonna hand it off to Mostert, who has had his share of success against this Packers team. Dolphins trying to start a fight. Try to get a free penalty. Packers don't bite. So, brutal start for the Dolphins after... I mean, this is what I'm saying, dude. A fumbled punt, it just derails the whole thing. It was a good start for Miami. They get the stop on defense, and then it just has spiraled. And they're clearly losing their focus. Like, it just gets to you, man. Bumpo with a super chat. What happened to Rashawn Gary? He used to be top 10. Yeah, he's not been top 10 this year, that's for sure. And really the second half of last year, he fell off too. It's one of those deals where I don't have a great answer for you. And it's not that I wouldn't say he's like bad. Especially the last month, he's gotten back to being an impact. But yeah, no, he's been really quiet based on kind of where we were talking about with him about a year ago. And you know, he had that ACL injury before last season. It's hard to say how much that may or may not have hindered his trajectory, you know. They make the scheme change this year, and, you know, his best pass rush of the season actually came from a 2-point stance against the Bears to kind of help on that game-winning, the last drive where the Bears had the field goal blocked. But he had a big sack that made it like 2nd and 20, and he just bull rushed the left tackle straight back into Caleb. That actually came from a 2-point stance, which, you know, he's been rushing from a 3-point stance with his hand in the dirt a lot more. So it could just be something that he's actually just not very comfortable with rushing from with his hand in the dirt. But I'm really just speculating. He just hasn't been dominating, right? So I wish I had a better answer for you, but you can definitely say he's not a top 10 edge rusher in the league at this point in time. Probably more top 20 to 30. But yeah, again, he's been a little bit better lately. I'm not too worried about Gary. Also, they did happen to play all the best offensive lines in the league to start the year too. That also counts. Like, they played the Eagles tackle duo, they played the Colts tackle duo, they played the Vikings. Like, they did have to go up against all the best tackles in the league. So his production was definitely a little bit lower. How cooked are the Bears? Asks Noban. I do think what's happening to the Bears is a best case scenario where Caleb looks good and they're losing games to get a better draft pick and losing games in a way that you have to fire Matt Eberflus. I mean, if you want a saving grace, if you're a Bears fan, they're setting up nicely. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Play action. Screen. Tucker Kraft going to get about 9 on the play. Tucker Kraft has just totally taken over as tight end 1 in Green Bay. It's so reminiscent of the Ravens double dip strategy where they took Hayden Hurst in the 1st round and then Mark Andrews in the 3rd. And Mark Andrews ended up the better player. Just a good draft from Brian Gutekunst. Not just those two guys. Jacobs fighting his way forward for a 1st down. So Miami's going to have to bunker down here, man. I mean, their season is effectively on the line here tonight. And with the rough mental mistakes that they've made so far, there's no way around it. It's just been a sloppy day. Fumbled punt, penalties, broken RPO, kills a drive, personal foul. I mean, my goodness. This is not what you want to see from a team with the game on the line, especially when those have been... Oh, Jordan Love... Dontavion Wicks has been so bad this year. Like, literally so bad. That was a great throw from Love, and it probably should have been intercepted. Would have been probably the third time this year that Love throws a pick right off the hands of Dontavion Wicks' hands. Perfect throw. Kader Coho goes down on the play. Takes kind of a weird hit. Hopefully he's okay. He's grabbing kind of his gut. You just have the wind knocked out of him, maybe? Kind of got hit in the knee on the rib. Maybe a broken rib. Ouch. But yeah, I have a theory that Dontavion Wicks is only good every other year, because I wasn't a fan of that draft pick based on what I saw in his last year at Virginia, but everyone said go back the year before to his junior season, and he was much better, and I never did that for a day 3 wide receiver prospect, but in his rookie season, he rode that roller coaster, right? Coming off a bad year, played great in his rookie year. Some people thought he was going to be the best receiver on this team this year, and this year he's had some of the worst hands in the entire league. He definitely should not be getting these high leverage targets right now. Lucky break for Miami there. They needed something to go their way. Let's see if they can get a stop when we come back from the commercial break. Brayton, thank you for the super chat, my friend. If Ben Johnson leaves Detroit, how would you feel about promoting Antoine Randall L., the Lions wide receiver coach? I'm not opposed. I thought they had another guy, though, that's kind of waiting in the wings, right? I thought they had another guy. I'm looking up their staff right now. This guy, right? Tanner Engstrand. I got it on the camera there. I think this is the guy that they're going to promote based on everything I've heard. But it's a good shout for Antoine Randall L. You know, maybe you promote Randall L to the pass game coordinator, and then he's the next in line. I don't know. So I do have, it's a little late in the commercial break to do it now, but I do have the day's Immaculate grid ready to go. Next commercial break, we'll get it going. We can try, as a chat, we can try and get the best score on the Immaculate grid throughout this stream. All right. So 2nd and 10. Love play action, compressed pocket, dumps it down to Jacobs, and number 11 holds on for dear life. That is... The Dolphins have some guys who wear some weird numbers. Is 11 Poyer? Oh, Packers going hurry up here. See what they got on 3rd and 3. Good play from Love. Tucker Kraft, run after catch. It's a nice little quick game from Jordan Love there. Looks off the right side, comes to the left, shows off the good processing. You know, these are the types of plays that Jordan Love, you know, his haters out there tend to just ignore when he has his ugly plays. But Jordan Love has about 5 or 6 plays like that. Really good process on 3rd down. A little bit dangerous with the DB breaking down on it, but I don't think he was realistically in a position to make that play. But yeah, just Love has had a lot of impressive 3rd down dropbacks to keep drives alive. 11 is Dodson for Miami. So Dodson has head down to Miami. It's really interesting how all these linebackers are changing hands within this Mike McDonald system this year. It's been like a round robin for all these new Mike McDonald hires, because you had the linebacker that I keep struggling with his name all of a sudden from the Rams that went to Tennessee, that's with Seattle now, Ernest Jones. Jacobs a nice run there on second down, 10-yard gain for the first down. Packers in control right now. But yeah, Ernest Jones goes to Tennessee. Seattle signs Jerome Baker and Tyrell Dodson. Jerome Baker heads from Miami to Seattle. But throughout the season here, we've seen Ernest Jones go from Mike McDonald system Tennessee to Mike McDonald system Seattle. Tyrell Dodson released in Seattle, now in Seattle where they're running Mike McDonald's system. Jerome Baker was a part of that trade. He went to Tennessee. So it's all these linebackers that learned this system in the offseason, just swapping teams. It's a very kind of underrated little footnote on this NFL season. We got some super chats. Julius, what movies do I watch every Christmas? I mean, Home Alone's a must watch every time. I don't know if I really have any. Elf, Will Ferrell, Elf. Those would probably be my top two like Christmas movies that I would go to. And then the one ask, is Pickens top 10 in my mind right now? I would say no. There's too many good wide receivers in the NFL to say top 10. I feel like that's just really special territory. Once you start naming off wide receivers, you realize it's not an insult to say a guy isn't top 10. It's like top 20 is really impressive for wide receivers. I would say Pickens is more pushing top 20 than top 10. So another third down here for LaFleur and Love. Wick's back out there. He's going to play a lot tonight, obviously, with Romeo Doubs in the concussion protocol on a short week. You got Watson on Storm Duck on the right side in press coverage. But Love's just going to check that into a run, rightfully so. There it goes for 15 yards. Good adjustment from Love. The Dolphins came out very light. Again, underrated, just kind of overall field general quarterbacking from Jordan Love. You get $1 front from Miami. You motion the running back in, check it to a run. That, I think, is where Love doesn't always get enough credit, is for just his overall. That I will go back to that word, the field general aspect of him. I think people ignore it because of all the aggressive, dangerous passes. Oh, Josh Jacobs, are you kidding me? He just pushed, with a little bit of help from his teammates, just pushed the Dolphins defense about 5 yards. He's just been such a beast, man. What a fun signing he's been. Just bringing him the Thunder aspect that they never actually had with A.J. Dillon, who was just big and bad, not in a good way. Big and terrible. Josh Jacobs never actually, A.J. Dillon never actually ran with a lot of power. You just assumed that he would. Josh Jacobs. Oh, man. Great play by the nose tackle on that to jump the snap, but Love still gets the handoff to Jacobs into the end zone. Packers in complete control. Man, these bots are crazy in the chat tonight. Yeah, Benito Jones jumped it. Storm Duck missed the tackle. Not easy to come into the box if you're I'm stretching my draft memory, but I think Storm Duck is probably about 5'11", 190, 185 maybe. Yeah, a lot of people saying Dolphins are soft. They kind of are, man. Kind of always have been. You spend all these drafts investing in running backs and backup receivers, developmental offensive linemen, letting guys like Christian Wilkins walk in free agency. It weighs on you when you try to go play cold weather football teams like this. Not the night you wanted to see from Miami, because this is really, this has been their bugaboo. This has been their weak link, and we spent a lot of time talking about it in the offseason. Earlier in the year, we didn't really get a chance to talk too much about this discussion on are the Dolphins soft, because that's more of a later in the season narrative. Plus, this team's season has kind of gone off the rails a little bit. But, this was a big test. This was kind of the first game of the year where they kind of had to prove that they can overcome the offseason that they had, frankly, where I know myself and a lot of draft analysts out there were like, you didn't really do anything to improve your trench play. You let Wilkins go. Their draft was just not an impact draft from a line of scrimmage point of view. I know they spent the first couple picks on Chop Robinson, but Chop Robinson is a speed rusher. He's not a run defender. Patrick Paul is a developmental tackle, and then they basically just drafted, third string running back, fourth string, fifth string wide receivers. They didn't even try to get D-line help or anything like that. But yeah, this is a huge drive coming out here for Miami to try to keep this game in check. And I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, throw an ad at you guys, maybe see what Teddy's doing. Look who I found. Teddy's not happy that we're using the Teddy cam to look at the score bug. Hey, bud. It's been a while since Teddy made an appearance on the tube. All right, Miami, let's see what you're made of. There you go. Little play action pop back pass to Jonnu. Where was that on the first two drives? It doesn't need to be that difficult. Linebackers commit on the run fake. Throw it right behind them. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. This is an aggressive Packers defense. You don't need to overcomplicate the misdirection. Just make them pay for it. Throw to the flat. Nice tackle. Eric Stokes. Okay. That's going to take us to the second quarter. What a first quarter for the Packers. I have kicked, I think, 6 different bots out of this chat already. Teddy's not a big fan of the Packers. You're just gonna sit there and not move? Are you retaliating? All right, you're gonna sit on my lap for a minute. Okay, yeah, Immaculate grid. Exactly what I was thinking, Game and Kirby. So let's see. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't have my mic on this scene. But yeah, I was describing how this works. We have to fill these in, and the rarer the answer you can get, the more points you get. So between me and the 235 of you guys, we better finish. We better finish pretty high because we're definitely cheating. So yeah, I want to answer this kind of slowly. I'm trying to think like commercial break by commercial break. I think let's fill one of these in. So let's start with Lions Cowboys. Let's think together collectively. We'll put that on the back burner because the game's back. But typically, like, you know, fifth, sixth string wide receivers, journeyman defensive tackles, punters, like that kind of stuff tends to do pretty well. So we are right back. 2nd and 8. And Alec Ingold in his return to Wisconsin gets a big completion. So a good start. John Kitna, did John Kitna play for both Lions and Cowboys? That's probably a good one right there. Yeah, backup quarterbacks are always a good one. Or yeah, like older players for any longtime NFL fans. Leaning towards John Kitna. Oh, there's an Achane run. Okay, Miami's got some life now. This is more of what I expected from Miami. 3 straight plays. Kind of some misdirection, a little pre-snap motion, a run to the outside. So that is definitely what Miami needed. You did not want to fall behind. You did not want to go another short drive. Now we got a run from Achane. He gets bottled up. Eric Wilson, who's probably been on a snap-by-snap basis the best overall linebacker for Green Bay this year. You know, Quay had a good week last week. Edrin Cooper has been a great blitzer this year. But Wilson's been kind of an underrated presence in that linebacker room. Yeah, they're showing Alec Ingold. Growing up a Packers fan. He would have been a fun Packer. All right, 2nd and 11. Tua under pressure from Gary there, who we were talking about earlier. Dump down to Achane. Makes a defender miss. Okay, this is going to be a big down. If I'm Miami here, I'm treating this like 4-down territory. I'm going to run a draw, a tunnel screen. I don't trust my drop back passing game against this pass rush. I'm keeping this in the scheme game as much as I possibly can. Especially against this defense. They do go drop back. Tua throws it short of the sticks from a clean pocket. Tackle. Thanks, Tua. Now do they go for it? It'd be a long field goal in the snow. I think they're probably going to go for it. Also, I think my broadcast got delayed a little bit. So the next commercial break, we'll see if I can fast forward a little bit. I might be live. I don't know. Okay, 4th and 4. Wouldn't be that long of a field goal here. Be about 40 yards. But I think you go for it. Oh, no. Delay of game? Wow, now you got to kick it. God, the mental mistakes from this Dolphins team. Jeez. Lisa B says, is that Lamar Jackson? This is... We decided that Teddy is Lamar Jackson. Ducky is Storm Duck, who ironically is playing tonight. But we obviously are an NFL household. We had to decide which players our dogs are representing. So long kick for Miami, and it is good. But another flag. What's this going to be? Miami's thinking about sending the offense back out there. All right, we'll line it up and we'll do it again. Neutral zone infraction on Green Bay. Green Bay is incapable of having a clean special teams day. They can make big special teams plays like opening the game with a good kick return, but they are definitely incapable of just having a nice clean day on special teams. So here we go, 4th and 4. Tua in motion. Three-man rush, and there's Jalen Waddle. I don't love the three-man rush from Green Bay there. Get after this D-line. I don't get that at all. Like, dropping that D tackle is doing nothing for you. I don't want to see any more three-man pass rushes from Green Bay tonight. This offensive line can't hold up if you force them to try. Oh, misdirection. And that's Aaron Mosby, right? Who looks so much like Rashawn Gary with the long sleeves, wearing 53 instead of 52. Playing off the edge. And the dreads. I remember criticizing Tom Brady because he wasn't sure if it was Mosby or Gary one game, and he was right to be confused. That was kind of the first time Mosby burst onto the scene. But there's a little tunnel screen going nowhere. Green Bay ready for it. There you go. Teddy, are you not going to watch? You can't fall asleep. It's only the second quarter. I thought you were taking notes for the podcast for me this week. All right, 3rd and long. Going to be tough for Miami to do anything here. Another 3-man rush from Green Bay. That time, Gary gets through. I mean, I guess if the thinking is if you can still get pressure with 3 because their offensive line is so bad, then you have 8 guys in coverage. But, yeah, Tua was obviously just going to play that safe. So they'll line up for the field goal again. And the kick is good. All right, so let's get this immaculate grid going here, shall we? Ducky's game. So I liked was it John Kitna? The thing is, we got to make sure we have the spelling right. Although it'll look it up. John Kitna. I'm trusting chat on this one. I like that. Wow, 37% said John Kitna. That's a lot more than I was hoping for. Okay, we'll make this commercial break about Lions Raiders. Lions Raiders. I mean, Amik Robertson obviously comes straight to my mind, but I feel like a lot of people might have that one. Bo Scarborough would have been a good one for Cowboys. Lions. Ooh, Theo Riddick. Nevin Lawson. That's a great one. I like that. I forgot Theo Riddick went to the Raiders. I like Nevin Lawson, though. Amir Abdullah. Dante Culpepper. Did Culpepper play for the Lions? Johan Smith says Rodney Peete. Tahir Whitehead. Tahir Whitehead was a linebacker, right? Tyrell Williams. Man, you guys got some good ones. Tyrell Williams is pretty crazy. The wide receiver. I know he played for the Raiders. He must have started for Detroit? I'm still leaning towards Nevin Lawson. Culpepper backed up Stafford. Wow, that's a callback. Yeah, DJ Hayden's a good one. He was a former first-round pick, though, for the Raiders. People might think about him. I think we're going to go Nevin Lawson. This has got to be pretty low. Okay. Great job, guys. 0.2%. I can't believe 37% of people answered John Kitna. Really? All right, we will revisit this. Yeah, Ziggy Ansah would have been a good one. I think he played for the Raiders. Oh, we got another bot. I ain't having that shit. Anybody get that reference? Keyshawn Nixon fighting for some yards on the return. You guys can hear the sound bites, right? That's right, JonTron game and Kirby. Brassy, thank you for the super chat. Ravens versus Packers Super Bowl. We clap every team in the AFC on the way to New Orleans. Green Bay wins in a close NFC ship game against Philly. Jalen Hurts is garb, so is Goff. Hey, I hope you're right, man. Love a Ravens-Packers Super Bowl. Okay, here comes Green Bay. Jet sweep to Reed with a load of space. Cuts back inside, breaks a tackle. Oh, let's go, man. Jayden Reed has been such a beast. Great blocking on the perimeter, too. All right. And Dolphins are saying...
That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful to perform like that. Pitiful.
Oh, man. Matt LaFleur says, I got some of those jet sweeps in my bag, too. And another injury, man. What, do you think I was going to let you go to sleep? No. You're my co-host. You're my Jim Nance, Teddy. Why am I a Packers fan from Minnesota? You can blame my dad or thank my dad, depending on who you root for. My dad essentially chose the Packers because he moved all over the place growing up and settled on the Packers after going to school in Wisconsin, living in Minnesota. Chose to not sign up for a lifetime of pain being a Vikings fan. But yeah, G-Pug's right. There are a lot of Packers fans in Minnesota. A lot of them. A lot of Packers fans everywhere, to be honest. But yeah, Minnesota, Illinois, loaded with Packers fans. Hello, Teddy. He just does not feel like moving. I figured this was going to be a shorter commercial break for the injury, so I didn't pull up the... We can start thinking about the next Immaculate Grid, though. It's Lions and Giants is the next Immaculate Grid. Brassy, is it not uncanny how similar Reed and Flowers are? Same height, weight, draft. I would disagree with that comp a little bit, frankly. Some similarities for sure, but I look at Reed as a little bit more of a not that he isn't shifty, but he's a little bit more of a straight line. He's got a lot more contact balance than someone like Zay Flowers, a little more play strength. Whereas Zay is just an absolute human joystick. There's similarities in terms of their usage and the parts of the game that they're good for sure. Levine Toilolo, wow. That's a good one, Lazar, for Giants, Lions. Love's just going to take the check down, because why not? Don't need to press at this point. Let's see a nice clean game from Jordan Love the rest of the way here. Yeah, I'm more with Dylan on this one. Some combination of Debo and Tyler Lockett. Probably doesn't have the high end, like, he's got similar traits to both those guys, but his highs in those traits aren't as high in terms of verticality for Lockett and just elite rack ability from Debo. But yeah, he is. I had the Tyler Lockett comp on Jayden Reed coming out. So third down here. Another big kind of fork in the road moment for Miami here. Got to get off the field. Got to get that ball back. Let's see if Anthony Weaver has anything big in his bag here to try to get a stop. You're at the 45-yard line. You could force a punt. We got a blitz, some kind of simulated pressure maybe. And they're going to send 4. And Jaden Reed gets bottled up by Saran Neal. Kind of jamming it in there. Wasn't really there. Just kind of trusting Reed to box him out. It's good defense by Saran Neal. It's I think Love saw that matchup and liked it. And it's just good defense. We'll see if I don't know about Green Bay going for this. You're in control. They're probably going to just try to draw him off sides, but you never know. LaFleur's very aggressive. Yeah, they're not going to snap it. I agree. Punt this thing away. Do you think Brian Daboll should be fired? 5-6 weeks ago, I said absolutely not. Definitely a little discouraged by just the team doesn't feel like they're going anywhere, building anything. To me, you have to take a real hard look at what your other options are. I still believe in Brian Daboll. I do. Even if, I think everybody's got to be a little bit discouraged by what the team has looked like this year. But yeah, if you've got Joe Brady, Ben Johnson, a real nice candidate that wants that job, sure. But am I firing him to go get some B- list coach hire, just making the change for the sake of making change? That's not how I'd operate. Do I blame Caleb for the end of game clock management? I do. I do. I think those are the types of moments that teams need to rep. And if you rep them well, you would think any NFL quarterback would know what to do in that situation. I think it's probably some split blame in that situation. Hard to say, how much blame do you put on Eberflus? How much do you put on Caleb? I think that's just a matter of how much you feel like putting on him. But it was, I think, definitely emblematic of just the team's lack of attention to detail at large. It was definitely a bit of a lack of situational from Caleb, though. You got to walk away at least attempting a field goal in that situation. All right, we're back on Miami, another flag. My thoughts on the Lions change much after today? No. I wouldn't say so. That game went about as I expected. I stayed away from the spread in that one. I figured, the Bears have played borderline great the last couple of weeks, right? They should have beaten the Packers. They took the Vikings to overtime. If Gibbs doesn't fumble the ball at the 3-yard line, that game's, a much better win for Detroit. And that was just a great play by the defense. So my thoughts, it's not like Detroit has anywhere to go but down, and they definitely didn't go down after that game. This is a nice throw from Tua to Mostert. A little pressure from Gary on the play, but a little touch pass up the sideline to the running back. Nice catch. Okay, Miami, come on, let's go. Let's make this a game here. You're really just going to roll over and die? Season's on the line. Yeah, these inside runs are not working, Miami. We've reached the announcers complain about the flags portion of the broadcast. I agree. These last 2 minutes of game time have taken 30 minutes, it feels like. Chewy asks, why have Tua and Tyreek not had success this year? You know, I really wish I had a good answer for you. They haven't had those big go balls down the sideline, for one. And it's almost like they aren't even attempting them. I would think that teams have really been trying to take that away because it was just so outrageously productive and efficient for them last year. So, you're not going to see a lot of single high, ISO press coverage with Tyreek Hill at this point. The one thing that has been missing that I just don't see them even really trying that much is that little cheat motion. They've got him right here, 2nd and 6. They've got Hill lined up in that tight end position. That little cheat motion dagger concept. They ran it there, and Tua just didn't throw it to him. That's actually an incredibly well-timed. Lucas Van Ness gets another sack. A lot to talk about here. So let's see Lucas Van Ness's sack here on Teron Armstead. Not really. I mean, he gets off the block, but that was created by Tua just kind of stepping up. I would put that on Tua, frankly. He had Tyreek Hill open, and he stepped up, walked into the sack. That's on Tua, in my opinion. But yeah, they tried that cheat motion right there. That was a perfectly timed question. We saw the cheat motion. Oh, goodness. And that one is going to be on the offensive line. Whoa. They just didn't block the edge rusher. That's like a Madden glitch right there. But I want to go back to that 2nd down because it was extremely relevant. That's been the play that they just haven't been running, is when they take Tyreek, put him in that little cheat motion, and then they either run an in-breaker or a corner route off of it. And on that second down sack, it looked like there was a zone opening to Tyreek Hill. And Tua just held it and walked into a sack. So at least on that play, that was Tua's fault. Not that it would have been a huge play or anything, but probably a 1st down. As for why he didn't throw it, I can't explain it. It's Tua. There's a lot of inexplainable stuff. All right. Let's get to our Immaculate grid. So Lions, Giants. I haven't been sold on an answer by the chat yet. This one's tough. Michael Brockers isn't a bad answer. Did Teddy Bridgewater play for the Giants at some point? I don't think he did. Kevin Zeitler's a good answer, but I think a lot of people would have that. Levine Toilolo, that's right. We got to go Levine Toilolo. That's too good. Khalif Raymond. That's another good one. The thing is, with a guy like Khalif Raymond, did he actually play for the Giants or was he on the practice squad? Because I don't know if they counted if he was just on the practice squad. What about no, he went to Miami. I was thinking of that edge rusher that started for the Giants and then went to Miami. I think I'm gonna go with Levine Toilolo. We'll wait till this commercial break's done, see if anything else comes in for us. Yeah, Golden Tate is a good one, but it's going to be too many. The deal with this game is you're looking for guys like Nevin Lawson, who had 0.2% of players answered that. So yeah, like Damon Harrison, Golden Tate, those are going to be the big answers. Gerard Davis is a good one. Did Romeo Okwara start his career on the Giants? Yes, Alex, I'm talking about Olivier Vernon. That's right. He was a good player. I mean, I think Gerard Davis and Levine Toilolo are going to be great ones. I feel like Levine Toilolo will be even lower. I'm going to go with that, but they're both great answers. 0.2%. Great job, chat. Okay, game's back. Packers got the ball back, 1st and 10. Hey, Dontavion Wicks caught it. I'm a little disappointed in myself for going with John Kitna at 37%. We could have done better with the Cowboys-Lions one. Still not bad, though. I just want to see if we can rank like number 1 as a stream. Okay, 2nd and 10. We're almost at halftime here. A little motion. Hey, there goes Brooks. Broken tackle against his old team. He'd be a good answer for the Immaculate Grid if it was these two teams. Chris Brooks. 92 rushing yards to 3 rushing yards in the first half of this game. That is not what you wanted to see for the Dolphins. Okay, 2-minute warning. Let's go back to the Immaculate Grid. I also have some quizzes that we can do at halftime. Some NFL quizzes. Okay, Packers, Cowboys. I should be pretty good at this one. There's going to be a lot of Randall Cobbs in the chat, but we can do better than that. It's got to be like an offensive lineman that made the trip down there. Rashard Lee. Ooh, Charlie Peppra. Charlie Peppra. Dayton Jones is a good one. Yeah, Ha-Ha Clinton Dix. Did he play for the Cowboys? I guess I don't remember Ha-Ha Clinton going down. Dude, Charlie Peppra, if that's true, that's a hell of an answer. We do get to miss. I'm gonna trust Grant on that one because I remember Charlie Peppra. Dude, shout out Grant in the chat. Killing it. Dude, Charlie Peppra, what did he play? Safety? Jalen Smith would have been another good one. Jackie Gerard. Yeah, Joe Thomas, the linebacker, was a good one. Yeah, you guys came up with a lot of good ones. But the Charlie Peppra shout out was crazy. Wow. That is not a name I thought I would ever hear again. Let's do one more here. Packers, Raiders. Josh Jacobs? Charles Woodson is going to be probably the number 1 answer on this one. I'm trying to come up with a good one myself before I even look at the chat. Jordy Nelson. Yeah, that's right. James Jones would be probably my answer. The best I could come up with. It's not the one we want to go with, but James Jones also went over to the Raiders. Deshaun Kaiser, chat. That's a good one. Yeah, Keyshawn Nixon's a good one for sure. What about Devontae Adams. All these wide receivers, it's funny. I think I have a good one that might be better than what you guys have had so far. I just got to think of his name. We got the game back, so we'll revisit this. There's another special teamer that came over with Bisaccia. He's a white safety. Dallin, leave it. There you go, G-Pug. That's who I'm thinking of. That might be the answer right there. All right, we got 1st and 15, 2-minute drill. Let's see if Jordan Love can put on a little show here. Go up big time before half. Ooh, a floater to the sideline, a flag. That could be a push-off on Watson. He was pretty wide open there. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Yeah, off the replay, that definitely was not on Watson. He kind of, the DB tried to like tackle him, and Watson kind of braced for contact, gave him a little bit of push, but that was clearly on Cam Smith. So great little float and throw from Love there. Love's having a nice night outside of the first 2 plays. Maybe a little jittery to start. Overthrow and then kind of a sloppy throwaway, if you will. He hasn't had a turnover-worthy play yet. We haven't taken a full shot yet. Marshall Newhouse is a good shout out for Packers Raiders. Rambo. Yeah, Trevor Davis. There's a lot of Packers Raiders. There's Jordan or Chris Brooks again. Yeah, Cam Smith has had a really rough second season. I expected more from Cam Smith. He's a guy that was in pretty much everybody's first round mock drafts. I remember being a little bit lower on him. I had like a 2nd round grade on him. He was clearly talented, but I do definitely remember saying pump the brakes on him a little bit, that I wasn't too surprised where he went. I think he ended up going right around where my final grade was on him. But regardless of that, he didn't really play in his rookie year, and yeah, he's actually been one of the worst corners that I can think of this year. Like, teams have really picked on him, and it's not like he's made plays either. You know, at least you can look at, you know, maybe a guy like Jalen Jones in Indy, like, teams pick on him, but at least he makes plays. I don't think Cam Smith has really done anything good. Okay, big 3rd and 2. Yeah, that you could see that bubble screen coming from 10 miles away. I almost called it out, but they snapped it. Packers had 3-on-1 on the outside. The Packers have had that bubble screen RPO option baked into all of their run concepts for about 10 years. You cannot do that if you're the Dolphins. That's just bad coaching. Yeah. Not Herm Edwards. The other announcer. Oh my God. Why can't I think of legendary Hall of Fame coach that's calling this game? Jesus Christ. I don't even want to look at the chat because this is driving me. Dungy. Thank you. I'm glad I thought of that. Dungy called it out. The Aaron Rodgers special. The Packers have had that baked into their playbook for God knows how long. If they got numbers on the outside, they're going to throw that bubble screen, and that doesn't get any easier. Jaden Reed having a nice night. Love's not really having to do much, man. He's had a couple nice 3rd down throws. That's about it. It's all Packers so far. let's go back to the Immaculate Grid. I liked the Caillou Blue Kelly shout, but I don't know if he played snaps for both teams. That's the problem. I think I'm going to go with Dallin Leave It. I can't imagine too many people have this. It is recent, but yeah, good answer. 0.2%. That was a good one. That one was my answer, and then I saw it in the chat. Okay. Packers Giants. There's got to be some good ones on this. Blake Martinez. It's classic. Yep, John Runyon's a good one. Ooh, Frank Zombo. That's a great shout-out, Duke. Kyler Fackrell. Jeremy Shockey. Wow, yeah. Yeah, Mason Crosby, Dallas. That's a good one. Mason Crosby did play for the Giants for a game. I feel like some people might remember that, but that's a great answer. Corey Ballantyne. Yep. Ooh. No, I think I got it, you guys. I think I got it. Isaac Yiadom. I think I'm going to go with Isaac Yiadom. The Packers traded. They swapped some other DB for Isaac Yiadom. They swapped Josh Jones or Josh what was his name? Josh Jackson. They swapped him for Isaac Yiadom, who went on to have a good career after these two teams, but 0.4%. There it is. We're doing really good. Super Bowl champ. I almost made a joke about how the Cowboys haven't won the Super Bowl because it's been that big of a joke. But this is where we need some of the old timers, especially for Raiders and Cowboys. We need some deep. And I think they had to have won a Super Bowl on that team. That's what I'm unclear on, is if they had to have been on the team when they won the Super Bowl or not. But we'll come back to that. You guys think of some old Super Bowl champs. What a rough night for Miami. Just another example of not being able to win in the cold. Has Tua thrown the ball? He had the nice throw to Mostert. He had the throw over the middle of the Waddle. Both about 15 yards. And that one was a duck. I mean, if the Packers get the ball back, this game could be over. Could be looking at a 28-3 situation. Tua under pressure, rolling right. He's going to run. Gets the first down. It's a nice scramble from Tua. Oh, yeah, Ducky? I don't even know if that came in on the mic. He was barking at something. 3rd and 1, a little bit squishy from the Packers. Yeah, that was a little too easy. Andrew says Tony Tolbert for Dallas. Okay. Is that the fullback Tolbert? Is that his dad? I remember that fullback named Tolbert. Another throw over the middle of the field. And Tua misses Hill over the middle. Someone was asking earlier, why have Tua and Hill not connected? Well, in this game, we've now seen, 3 instances of it being Tua's fault? 2 bad throws and that sack where he just didn't throw it to him for some reason. Yeah, Mike Tolbert is the fullback I'm thinking about. I wonder if Tony Tolbert was his dad. The Tua in the cold narrative, I'm sure, is going nuts on Twitter right now. And another check down. Oh my gosh, Achane stays on his feet. But that's just not going to do much for you, Miami. You need to push the ball downfield. Green Bay will happily give you a 3-yard check down to use your final timeout. We're going to be looking at a situation here in the second half that Tua could get seriously exposed in a bunch of drop back pass situations. This could get ugly. Let Achane play QB. Just bring back the Miami Wildcat. Mostert and Achane. Honestly, not a bad idea. I feel like that's better than letting Tua drop back 60 times a night in the cold. Another check down for Tua. Gets Washington blasted. Nice play by our guy, Trent McDuffie. I try to tell people, keep an eye on Trent McDuffie. He's got a connection with Halfley. He's a nice player. Loved that pick when Goot made it 4 years ago. He's having a nice year. He's not a superstar or anything, but been solid. Rotating in that group. Definitely, 6th-round pick, making it through his rookie contract. And Tua overthrows a wide-open Achane. Oh, my God.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Yikes, man. I just don't... I not to be an ass, but I just don't even get why Dolphins fans defend him as much as they do at this point. And maybe that'll change after this game, but if he was my quarterback, I would want nothing to do with him. I would have been so pissed when we extended him. And I get it. Their system runs better with him and all that. When things are going well, he's kind of a front runner. When things are going well, he can run the show well. But anytime he comes from, if he starts trailing, a team can take away what you do, or your system starts to not roll as well. It's he is literally just a backup quarterback out there outside of the, system plays. And now the Packers might get some points before half. What's happened to Tyreek? Someone just asked it again in the chat. Well, tonight, too, is happening to Tyreek. Packers still got all their timeouts. What's up, Teddy? I think Teddy's ready to go to sleep. He's been sitting on my lap for about a quarter and a half. Good check down from Love. Probably just call a timeout, kick the long field goal here. Maybe take a shot into the end zone. I don't know. Run it once. It's a nice check down from Love. See, this is the luxury of being ahead is Jordan Love can make a check down and it's nice. Whereas Tua's down by 18 points. He makes a check down. It's like, come on, we need a little more. It's just funny how the game script can change that idea. Situational football, that was a big part of the position. Nice run call. You got to get down. Now, Chicago, that is how you manage the clock to kick a field goal before half. What animal is this? Oh, this is just my favorite stuffed animal. This isn't a real dog. See, it's fake. Not a real thing. Like, seriously, Teddy? There you go. Like, at least blink. He was into the bit. Dude, he is like stone cold. What are you doing? Gosh. Whatever, dude. All right, go lay down, buddy. Oh, McManus nails it. We got a kicker, baby. Just domination by the pack. All right. We got an immaculate grid to fill out. Super Bowl champion for the Cowboys. We had some good answers in the chat, but I missed them. Also, Rowan, I missed your super chat. And Echo. Got a couple super chats. I don't want to ignore you guys. Echo said, how would I grade AR's performance last week? Feels like he's calm and decisive and knows where to go with the ball again. So it is an opportunity for me to shamelessly plug my podcast here because I broke down his whole performance. If you haven't given it a listen, especially Echo, if you want the whole rundown of how I thought he played, I recommend checking it out. I'm getting a link here real quick. 1 second. Here it is. This is the podcast link if you guys want to check it out. Reacting to week 12. I also got into the state of running backs in the league and the year of the running back and all that, how running backs matter now. But no, I thought Richardson played really well despite what the box score showed. About 4 plays went against him that would have been big plays. Like you said, I think his overall just kind of knowing where to go with the ball, much better. And, yeah, frankly, the biggest disappointment I had with him, also sorry about this, biggest disappointment was some of his running decisions, frankly. I felt like he had 2 read options that he made the wrong read in a big spot, and then there was a QB power where he didn't let the blocker set up. He could have had a huge gain. Ended up with just a decent gain. But no, I think if you watch the game, you're encouraged by Richardson. You're not expecting perfection. He had a couple missed throws, but Definitely better than the box score, that's for sure. So if you want a grade on it, I'd give him a A-, frankly. Like, I thought he played really well. Just a ding for some of the missed throws and the run decisions, maybe make it a B+. And then Rowan had a super chat. That there's game managers like Purdy and Darnold, and then there's Nepo babies of offensive schematics like Tua. I don't know if Nepo baby is the right application there, but no, I agree. I would say that Tua is a scheme merchant. I would say Tua within the right scheme is actually probably a little bit better than Darnold and Purdy. But yeah, the second that scheme goes away, Tua brings nothing to the table. Purdy and Darnold at least can make big throws, can extend plays, have good pocket presence. Tua, it's just like everything breaks down. The second you have to get into an actual drop-back passing game, it's like the game's over. And you go to cold weather games too. Dude just can't throw the ball down the field, as we've seen tonight. Just a really tough night. It really feels a lot like the Daniel Jones contract with Tua, honestly. And I know that hurts to hear, but it really is what it feels like to me. Except he got even more. Throw on top of that the hard truth that he gets another concussion and he almost has to retire. I mean, that just complicates the whole situation. Okay. Let's see if we can fill this out. Also, Cheesehead Joey, thank you for the super chat. So this is where I'm not going to be as good, especially with the Raiders and Cowboys. I got distracted answering those super chats. So I've seen Jimmy Smith a couple times for the Cowboys. Wide receiver Jimmy Smith. I've definitely seen a lot of people saying Jason Garrett. I feel like great answer, but I feel like a lot of people might know that one. Tony Tolbert, I think was the first one we liked. So we're gonna go Tony Tolbert. Played for 8 years. Hey, there we go. Great job, Andrew and company. Okay, Raiders Super Bowl champion. Goodness. This one I'm useless. Yeah, like Ray Guy. Someone in this chat has to know some, like, who is the Holy Roller guy? Was he on the Super Bowl team for the Raiders? I'm trying to think of who that was. Skip Thomas for the Raiders. Grant, you helped us out earlier. We have some guesses that we can miss, so I'll trust you again. Yeah, Dave Casper was the Holy Roller, yeah. We'll go with Skip Thomas. Hey, 0.08. Goodness. Yeah, fun fact, I grew up across the street from Dave Casper. Like my whole life. I should have been able to remember that name, but we're 2 hours into the stream. Names are escaping me a little bit. And then we got Giants Super Bowl champ. I'm trying to think of a obscure player on those Giants teams. How do I feel about Green Bay tonight? Does this move them in the power rankings at all? As far as power rankings are concerned, there's only so much room for them to go up. We'll see what the Vikings do on Sunday. But, I mean, in a vacuum, I love that they are just, you know, now put together 6 quarters of just good, physical, smart, disciplined football. I mean, that was not always the case in the first half of the year. So, and they're doing this without some starters out there, right? No Romeo Dobbs, no Jair. To me, this is much more about Miami just incapable of playing in the cold against a cold weather football team. But it is good to see that Green Bay is built to play in the cold a little bit with this run game that's been so good. Their run game hasn't been this good, I don't think. I mean, Josh Jacobs just brings it to a different level. Not to mention LaFleur is just doing some crazy shit. They've got a good run blocking O-line. So, I mean, you got to feel good about Green Bay right now. I'm trying to think for the Giants, like any members of that D line, but my memory's escaping me, man. Alec Ingold's wife is Alexa. Why does that make so much sense? You're right. Yeah, was Linval Joseph on that Giants team? Might be a good answer. Yeah, Ahmad Bradshaw. Who was the tight end of that team? Was that Shockey? Shanoris Moss? Yeah, Jared Lorenzen. That's a name I remember. I mean, you kind of just pick one. Antonio Pierce. That's a fun one. All right, I'm just going to kind of pick. Shockey was the tight end. All right, I'm glad I remembered that at least. Carl Banks. All right, we got to go Carl Banks. We got to go Carl Banks. I mean, I'm sure it's probably not the number one answer, but I had a feud with Carl Banks on Twitter over Blake Cashman like 5 years ago. We got to go Carl Banks just as a shout out to Carl. He's probably going to have like 2 or 3%. Oh, no. Hey, we got a rarity score of 39. Does that mean we are 39th place? I don't really know what this all means. That's where we screwed up. John Kitna was the most popular answer for Lions Cowboys. If we didn't get that, man. Yeah, Amir Abdullah was the most popular for Lions Raiders. Cobb, yeah. Dude, if we didn't get Kitna, we might have gotten first place. Was that Lindsey Sterling doing the halftime show for this game? Is that who that was? The like dancing violinist? That's if that's who that is, that's crazy. I only know Lindsey Sterling because she has like EDM mixes with her violin that I have on my like workout playlist. That's crazy. Can I put that on the Immaculate grid somewhere that I knew that? All right, I'm going to take a quick break, you guys. Getting closer to the second half coming back. I will be right back. Welcome back. When will Eberflus get fired? Tomorrow? Long week? Long week to prepare? I mean, who do you promote? Who's their special teams coordinator? It might be so late in the season that they just Richard Hightower. It might be late enough in the year that they just, stretch it out the rest of the way. Not rock the boat even further. Also, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I had to pour a little eggnog. This is the Evan Williams eggnog. Maybe I'm a little jaded because my mother-in-law makes the most incredible eggnog. But this is a solid 4 out of 10 from Evan Williams. It's eggnog. I almost spit out my eggnog from Top Soul Man's comment. They should hire Jeff Saturday. Oh, that was fun, wasn't it? When Jeff Saturday was the head coach for the Colts. Oh, good times, man. Good times. We haven't gotten to break out the shot glass for Jordan Love turnovers. All right, you know what? I know what we need. Oh, good hit by Mosby. Hold on. I know what we need to make this stream a little more interesting for the second half. Hold on. Y'all seen this on TikTok? Free promo for the last leg. Oh, geez. That was almost an interception from Isaiah McDuffie all over Tyreek Hill. So this is a football drinking game. It's actually kind of fun. It doesn't get you too crazy, so I'm not going to be slurring my words by the end of this, but you draw 5 cards. Have a good way of showing you what my cards are actively, but you draw 5 cards, and then when those things happen, you take a drink and you collect points. I don't think this is the type of activity that will get my YouTube deleted, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? This isn't binge drinking. It's just a fun little way to keep you invested in a bad football game that Miami's delivering here. By the way, looks like Miami's going to start 3 and out. They ran an RPO on 3rd and short. Quay Walker was on it. McDuffie had a great series there. McDuffie's having a good night. Is this 4th down or did they get that? No, it's 4th and 2. Miami's, why not, right? It's 3rd and 3. I'm sorry. Bad analysis by me. Oh my God, delay of game? What are you doing, Miami? Miami has been so bad tonight. Drinking because Joe Barry's at Lambeau once again. You're right, Joe Barry is the linebacker coach for... All right, 3rd and 8. My God, Miami. Make things harder on yourselves, why don't you?
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Okay, 3rd and 8. True drop back situation. Let's see what Jeff Hafley's got up his sleeve. They're loading up the left side of the line or the right side of the line. And Tua throws it over the middle of the field. Odell Beckham wants a penalty. He's not going to get it. Keyshawn Nixon makes the play. A lot of contact there. Good protection, honestly, on the play. Enigbari got chipped into the dirt. Kenny Clark had a good pressure. Good throw from Tua. Did it just go through Odell's hands? Did Nixon hit him a little early? I'm going to watch it. I'm watching it back, personally. You can see me going through this. Number 10 was wide open. Is that Hill? We'll take a look at that, too. Yeah, oh my God. You're right. Tyreek Hill was wide open. You got me distracted looking at that. We'll just do a little freeze frame here. Here. I don't think this is going to be a problem. And I'm assuming it went to commercial here because I'm rewound. Hold on. Maybe this isn't going to work. Okay, it's not going to work. Never mind. But yeah, Tua was wide open for what might have been a touchdown if he throws it. Like, I can't make this any bigger, but there. That's as big as you're going to get. For some reason, I can't expand that thing right now, but there's nobody over there. If he leads it, might have been a touchdown. But he throws the dig, and yeah, no, it's just looked like it just kind of went through his hands. Watching this one more time. Pausing it. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just couldn't connect on it. Yikes. Yikes. A little high. Beckham maybe couldn't quite get his hands on it. But yeah, not Tua's night, as we've said. All right, so back to our fun little game here. The last leg. We're on the last leg of this game. We got next pass play over 10 yards. We might not burn through this all night with how Tua's playing tonight, but that's 2 drinks. 2 sips. Oh, same deal. I drew another one of those. So if we get a pass play of 10 plus yards, which in this game might not happen for a while, but that seems like a lot. That's basically finish my eggnog the next time we get a 10-yard pass play, so keep an eye out for that. Next turnover, we already are taking a shot if Jordan Love is the cause of that turnover, but that's another 2 drinks. Next touchdown dance is 2 drinks, and I have to do a touchdown dance myself. Just kidding, I'm not doing that, but and then next incomplete pass. So those are our cards. Chipotle getting some real... It's almost like the NFL knew I was putting my camera right there because they're getting some free ads. Who needs to go, Tua or McDaniels? Definitely Tua first, in my opinion. McDaniels has had a disappointing season, though. I think he'll enter next year on the hot seat, but you can't think about firing McDaniels after what he showed the first couple years in Miami. I got to get this recentered. There we go. I love having this little score bug so you guys can stay up to date with where I'm at. They just showed Tua on the camera. He knows he's having a rough night. Miami's getting a third down here. Their defense is at least trying to keep their season alive here tonight. Will Tua get traded? No, I mean, who the hell is going to trade for Tua in that contract, especially given the concussion situation? I really think if Miami just let him hit the market, they could have saved $20 million on Tua. Because I just honestly don't think he was going to get what he got on the open market. I would just be surprised if there was another team that thought that highly of Tua. Okay, 3rd and 6. Love going deep. Watson's got it this time. Love threw an accurate ball. Watson caught it. We got a drink because of our drinking game. That was a little more than 10 yards, but we had 2 of these. That's 2 cards down. Let's see this play again, though. Love. Perfect throw. Perfect catch. Storm duck on Christian Watson is not the matchup you want if you're Miami. Beautiful throw and catch. Love's having a great night. All right, that's basically, I got to finish my eggnog because that's about 4 sips right there. Love's going to swing it out against the blitz. Josh Jacobs makes the man miss. First down, baby. I can't chug this, though. This is way too thick. That's 2. That's another 2. Evan Williams eggnog is basically the Andy Dalton line of eggnog, I think. The Kirk Cousins of eggnog. Little shot at our man. Look at that sexy Brian Gutekunst. He's earned my trust for the most part. I haven't had a deep burning hatred for Brian Gutekunst in about 2 years. I still wish he would have done more to improve the cornerback room this offseason, but he clearly knows what he's doing at this point. I think my criticisms of his first few drafts have held up extremely well, though. Has Achane been disappointing this year, or is it the line? I don't think Achane's been disappointing at all. I think Achane's the engine of their entire offense, which just isn't very good. Third and 12. Come on, Love. Let's keep it up. Big blitz coming. Love rolling out. Oh, Jaden Reed, one-handed. Now do the Packers go for it? Nice play from Love to get something out of it. Great catch from Reed, though. One-handed. They're going to kick the field goal. My game is way behind. That's just maybe. Oh, you're right. Sorry. I never caught up from when we were pausing it. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Now we're in commercial. Sorry about that, guys. So I do have to draw 2 more cards for our last leg game. Another next turnover. This one's more for college. The camera shows the owner or student section. That one's not going to work for this game because there is no... Well, technically speaking, we can keep this. Camera shows the owner or student section. Technically, the next time the camera shows a fan, we can assume that it's showing an owner. Or I could just grab my Packers share and show the camera, and then we could do the card. Yeah. Why don't the Dolphins use Waddle and Hill anymore? Why is it always Jonnu Smith? You know, I think we've seen them based on what we're seeing tonight. I think McDaniel's trying to get the ball to Hill, but we've now seen 2 plays where Tua passed up a wide open Hill in his field of vision, and we've seen 3 targets down the field to Hill that were inaccurate from Tua. So I think they're trying to get Hill involved. Waddle, it's a little harder to answer why they don't use him as much, but honestly, man, I think Tua is just a very limited player, and you got a couple guys with great vertical ability, and they have a hard time protecting long enough to push the ball deep. But they have really reduced their offense to a screen, run, gimmick offense like you would expect to see when a backup quarterback is in. And this is exactly, by the way, why I was kind of pushing back on Tua winning AFC Passing Player of the Week last week, because against New England, I don't think he played that. I mean, he didn't miss this many passes, that's for sure. But against New England, it was all just like short passes. Didn't really do much. Guys made plays down the field. They had like 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, but it was not some like great passing performance from Tua last week. The broadcast is showing some answers to your questions too about why Waddle and Hill have been struggling. They just showed a play where Quay Walker was running up the seam with Tyreek Hill. Okay, Quay Walker bottled him up. It's pretty crazy. Raheem Mostert, even on a night like this, Raheem Mostert just couldn't help himself but have a sick run against the Packers. Is it coming back for a hold, though? Raheem Mostert owns the Green Bay Packers. Absolutely owns them. That NFC Championship performance was hysterical. Talk about Blake Martinez earlier in the stream. I mean, God, one of the worst linebacker performances you'll ever see from in your life. Blake Martinez. They're going to get Tyreek Hill on the hold on Eric Stokes. Jeez. Yeah, Quay had a great game last week. Credit where credit's due, and looking good again tonight. About damn time, right? Year 3 for a first-round linebacker. He better come along. Thanks, JH. Glad you're enjoying it. It's another little play action pop pass to Jonnu, and Jonnu fumbled it. Isaiah McDuffie looked like he punched that out. Man, McDuffie. We've been praising Quay Walker, but what a night McDuffie's had, too. Yeah, Robro Verma, there's going to be a lot of existential questions that need to be asked about the Dolphins and what they do this offseason. This team has clearly capped itself out. You have a old defense. They're going to run the reverse here. Quay Walker there again. Was all over it. Miami is, I said this, I think it was when we did that how it started versus how it's going podcast, but they are quietly in a really disastrous situation. It's not just Tua, but that's the core issue here. Is you have a quarterback that realistically is a bottom 12 quarterback in the league at this point. Bottom 14. Who's one concussion away from retirement. Who can't do anything the second they take away your structured offense. That's making a ton of money. Like that's obviously a very challenging roadblock for any sort of build or rebuild. But they need to take a look at their identity. Like, even if things went well for this team this year, I feel like what we're seeing tonight is that the idea that they weren't going to be able to play in cold weather football and actually win, like compete for a Super Bowl for a team that's kind of squeezing out this window. I feel like we're seeing tonight that the concerns that this team was going to fold and crumble in the cold or on the road, like, geez, and speak of the devil, they just lost 2 yards on a 3rd and inches. Like, that is this team's problem. That play right there could not have come at a perfect time for what we're talking about. But Kenny Clark's having a good night. But no, they have an identity crisis. They have no advantage on either trench. In either trench, they have their best players on the D-line have had some really tragic injury problems with, Bradley Chubb, who you traded a first-round pick for. That injury came at a horrible time. Jalen Phillips, you got to make a decision on what his future is going to look like here. Here you go, Tua. Steps up, converts the 4th and 1. Jonnu Smith. But I would put the Dolphins, like, I feel like the realistic situation is McDaniel and Tua are back. They make some moves that they can and are still going to be kind of a frisky to good team next year. But they're in a tough spot where finding a high ceiling on this team is going to be really, really challenging. It's a nice drive they're putting together here. Which, by the way, one of my cards is next incomplete pass. I'm supposed to take a drink. I don't have a drink on me at the moment, but we can compile them. I don't think there's been an incomplete pass on this drive. It's been a good drive for Miami. There's a little screen pass to Achane. He's going to get in. All right, Miami. Good to see you do something. It's just crazy how Tua made a nice throw to Waddle on that drive, but it is crazy that this is their offense, man. Throw it to the flats, play action, throw back to Jonnu, run after catch. Okay, they're going to go for 2. It could make it a 2-score game. Wow, that was a dime. That was a dime. Credit where credit's due for Tua. That was beautiful. Working back to his 3rd read on the play. Great catch from Waddle. That's like Waddle's best catch of the year. All right, Green Bay's got to keep the pedal down. Still 17 minutes left in this game. All right, I will be right back, you guys. I'm gonna top up my drink. Sorry that took so long. I spilled. I was pouring Diet Dr. Pepper in here, and I wasn't paying attention, and it totally overfilled and got all over the counter and a little bit on the floor. Hopefully it's not a sign of the Packers about to fumble this game away. Just go on a nice, long, physical drive, put this game away. No need to get nervous or freak me out or anything here. Good for Miami to show a little life, though. They needed that. – 27-11 is Scorigami? Is that right? Game in Kirby? Who's the worst coach in the NFL? I would have to go, I think, Doug Peterson. Ooh. I don't think that was a turnover-worthy play from Love. We'll have to see another look at this. I need to see another look at that throw. See if he got a hand on it or not. No, not quite. I think Storm Duck made it look a little bit closer because he came soaring, like overran it. Not quite gonna go. I mean, it was a tight throw for sure, but not quite gonna go down as a turnover-worthy play. I'm pretty confident that Love has not had one of those unless they give it to him on the check down early, where they kind of reviewed it and said he threw it. That one maybe was, but probably not going to get registered as a TWP. Oh, yeah. Antonio Pierce is worse than Doug Peterson. Yeah, that's probably fair because I don't even think of Antonio Pierce. I still think of him as an interim head coach. I know that's bad, but thoughts on the Lions win. I'm trying to think of something new to say about the Lions. Certainly was not a surprising game for them. I was saying earlier, I think the Bears probably deserved a little bit more respect than being 9.5-point underdogs. I think the narrative surrounding them is very fair with this whole Fire Eberflus thing, but the reality is they have been extremely competitive against the Packers and Vikings, and was plenty of reason to believe they could put up a fight against Detroit. So, they certainly impressed. Did it without Taylor Decker out there. I thought Goff was great, whereas last week he wasn't, didn't have to do too much. But they definitely made it a little close for comfort. They actually were the team that made a big mistake this week with the Jahmyr Gibbs fumble, although it was just a great play by the Bears. I mean, Stevenson goes and pumps that ball out. That kept the game alive, invited the comeback effort. But I would say my thoughts on Detroit have not changed really at all. Still the best team in football. Dominated the first half. Woof, did all those Dolphins injuries happen tonight? Kendall Fuller, Coho, and Cam Smith all happened tonight? I got that Seahawks jersey from Pristine Auction, that's where all my signed jerseys. Ooh, love checks to the RPO. Again, I don't think that's turnover worthy. Great play by Ramsey to jump up, but that's not going to go down as turnover worthy. I did say, though, every time Jordan Love threw the ball at the other team, I would do a shot. Didn't quite account for blitzers screaming off the edge and deflecting balls when I said that, but maybe a half shot for that. I don't know. I'll hold to my word halfway. Do a half a shot. I'm not going to say that was a bad play from Love at all. I think that was just a good play from Ramsey, but third and 1 here for Green Bay. See if they can keep this physical dominance coming. Just milk some of this clock, keep this drive going. No. Read option gets stuffed. They're probably going to have to punt here, so this could get interesting. How big does that 2-point conversion feel right now from Miami? That throw from Tua. Best play he made all night. Keeps this thing very interesting. Okay, I'm doing a half a tequila shot for the Dolphins deflecting a RPO. Mainly just because tequila gives me an energy boost. And it's starting to get late out here in Charlotte. So Here you go, Dolphins. There's your representation. The Miami shot glass. It's all right, Dylan. I'm not worried yet. Not worried yet about Green Bay blowing this. If the Dolphins go and get 8 here, then we can worry. What's everybody's score predictions for Chiefs Raiders tomorrow? All right, Tua's getting hot, you guys. He heard us talking crap. Said we said he couldn't come back from behind. He's made a couple nice in-breaking throws, and that beautiful deep, well, not deep out, but cross-field 2-point conversion attempt. Tends to go that way. If you guys haven't noticed, the second I criticize a player, they flip it straight back around. So just another example of that. Kendall Lamb is injured for Miami. You do not want to see that. Exactly, Joe. Plus 20 all attributes the second I talk shit about anybody. That's basically what happens. I should talk crap about the Packers more often. Unfortunately, it took 2.5 years for the powers to come into play for Quay Walker. All right, last play of the third quarter here. Mostert can't get the edge. So we will have second and medium around midfield when we come back. I'm just speaking for NBC for some reason. I'm not going anywhere. Start roasting Jalen Polk. To be fair, I have been roasting Jalen Polk since the second the Patriots drafted him. I've been roasting Jalen Polk. All right, I have a little quiz that I think will take up some of our downtime here. Sorry, it's a little... So, this is the last quarterback every team took in the first round. And it tells you the year. So we'll just go down this. I'm not going to use chat help on this one. I'm not going to look. Kyler Murray. Obviously, Michael Penix. Probably got to put the junior in there. Yeah. We got Lamar. Some of these are going to be easier than others. Lamar. Oh, whoops. Got to do the whole name. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Brycey. This is actually really easy. I don't know why I chose this one. This is way easier than I thought it would be. Has everyone really taken a quarterback in the first round? The fact that it tells you the year makes this a little bit too easy. Dallas, 1989 first round for Dallas. That would have been Troy Aikman, right? Yep. Bo Nix. Oops. Bo Zinn. Detroit 2009. Matthew Stafford. Jordan Love. CJ Stroud. This is really easy. I'm sorry I'm wasting everybody's time. Anthony Richardson. Am I going to complete this before the commercial break is over? I just can't type fast enough. That's my problem. Rams 20. Oh, Jared Goff. Tua. Can I spell it right? Oh, they just gave it to me. All right. JJ McCarthy. Drake May. Daniel Jones. Still can't believe they did that. I can't pause. We'll just keep going. We can finish this real quick. Zach Wilson. New Orleans in 1971. Is that Arch Manning? Archie Manning? We got one tough one. Oakland 2007. That's the last time Oakland took a first-round QB? That's actually crazy. But that's got to be Jamarcus Russell. So they were so scarred by Jamarcus Russell that they haven't done it for 17 years. That's wild. Dolphins get the first down, by the way. Philly in 2016 is going to be, I almost said Jalen Hurts, but it's going to be Carson Wentz. Pittsburgh is going to be Kenny Pickett. Is it just like that? Seattle in 93. That wouldn't be Matt Hasselbeck, would it be? I don't even know how to spell that. No. I don't know if I can get that one. Seattle in 93. Dang. Okay, Tua. There's a little Tyreek Hill. Well, I obviously know the rest of them. Tennessee is Mariota, Jameis for Tampa. But, yeah, I don't know if I can get that one. Chat, you guys know who that is? Let's get back to the game here. Seattle is Rick Mirror. Okay, I would never get that one. That was a year before I was born. All right, this has been a quick drive from Miami here. Let's see if Green Bay can bunker down. There's a run stop. Yeah, that would have been harder a few years ago. You're right. There's been a lot of first-round QBs the last few years. Okay, 2nd and 9. Hasn't been a lot of blitzing from the Packers in this game. A lot of 3-4-man rushes. Pressure gets in that time, and our guy, Isaiah McDuffie, having maybe the best game of his season. Follows Achane into the towards the sideline. Beautiful tackle. Big 3rd and 6. Miami might even think about kicking the field goal if they don't get this, although they're kind of like the 40s, so that's probably stupid. Oh, Gary gets through unblocked, but Tua hits Beckham on the backside slant. Okay, Tua just freaking woke up. We were talking crap, and he has been like legitimately impressive here the last 2 drives. That was big time. All the crap we were talking about him just comes blowing up right in our face. You guys are experiencing my life in real time. Oh, man. Tua took a hit. Brandon, I like your challenge to name every team's every team's backup tight end. I bet I could do that in one commercial break. Yeah, exactly. We just called him a bottom 12 QB, and now he's out here just dealing. It's funny how that works. He's back to being a bottom half QB again. That was clean from Gary. It was just one step. It's not like he hit him with his helmet. He hit him shoulder to back. Wasn't a dirty hit or anything. He'd already started lunging after him before he threw the ball. Play action. Man, great throw. All right, I'm like 10% nervous now. This is the best Tua's looked all year, is these last two drives. I don't know how you could argue otherwise. Achane cuts it back down to the 1. I mean, I'm assuming Miami's going to score one of these 3 plays. 2 points going to be massive. Achane tackled short. I mean, they got to be able to get one of these, right? Ooh. No flag? Man, we're right back. We'll see what happens on 4th down. I still think they'll get it, but man, the inability to punch that in from the 1 comes right back to everything we said about the lack of physicality from this team. They're going to get it. Nixon got there a little bit early, but not surprised they didn't throw it. Okay, here we go. 4th and goal. There's the snap. Tua in trouble, and he is sacked. There's a flag down, probably holding, unless it was some kind of a hands to the face on the defense. Goodness, Miami, that is terrible. Holding on the offense. Hey.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Quay Walker with the sack. Wow. Just as things were, this is Miami's problem, you guys. Just as things start going their way, they can't get a yard on the ground. Like, that is what you're talking about when you talk about low margin for error, one-dimensional football team. It does go way beyond Tua. Like, the fact that you can't line up and get a yard, it's bad. All right, I'm going to come back to Brandon's challenge here, you guys. I'm going to name the backup tight end on every NFL team before the commercial comes back. Luke Musgrave, Isaiah Oliver, Gerald Everett, Brock Wright, NFC North done. Cincy's a debate, but I'll go Eric All, Darnell Washington, Charlie Kolar / Isaiah Likely. Ooh, Cleveland. Blake Whiteheart / Jordan Akins. Okay, North Division's done. East. I said Isaiah Oliver, didn't I? Josh Oliver. Thank you, guys. Sorry. Cut me some slack. Okay. Austin Hooper. Oh, my God. Jets, Ohio State. Crap, this is costing me a lot of time. It's not Cade Otton. It's Jake Stover. This is with a few drinks in me, too. Not Kincaid. Frickin' Dalton. Well, Dalton Kincaid, and it's another Dalton, isn't it? Dalton. Also, I got the Jets guy wrong. It's Ruckert, not... Yeah, thank you, Joe. Who did I say? Yeah, the other Texans, Ohio State. Dang it, I didn't get it done before the commercial. Jake Stover would be the correct answer for Houston. Same prospect, you guys. Jake Stover and Jeremy Ruckert are the same prospect, by the way. Also, the Bills is Dawson Knox. That just came to me. And then Dolphins is obviously the tall guy. If I didn't have 3 drinks in me right now, this would be a lot easier. The Dolphins backup tight end starts with an S. Man, I thought I was going to do so much better at this. This is bothering me. I can picture him. All he does is block for them. That's why it's hard. He went to Notre Dame. He's like 6'7", 270. Yeah, Durham Smythe. Thanks, chat. All right, let's see the Packers put this game away. I'll finish my tight end challenge on the next commercial break. Ooh, a flag. I can't believe I got Jake Stover and Jeremy Ruckert confused. They're the same. They were the exact same prospect. Both guys went in like the 3rd, 4th round, back-to-back years out of Ohio State. Just like your classic average wide tight end. Little play action flip to Tucker Kraft. Couple more first downs, and this one's going to be over. All right, I'm going to finish up these tight ends because I just want to get them done, unless something exciting happens in this game. But we got we struggled through the AFC East, but it was Cade Stover, Durham Smythe, Austin Hooper, and Dawson Knox. Tripped all over myself trying to come up with those. But NFC East, love stepping up, just checking it down. Josh Jacobs. Oh my gosh, Josh Jacobs, go. We got a Beastquake in Lambeau. That warrants a little. Okay. I said Stover again. I just can't keep it straight, man. I mean, I'm telling you, they're the same person. Yes, Jeremy Ruckert. Cade Stover is coming up for the Texans in a minute when we do him because he is their backup tight end. But I mean, you don't even got to chase him down. That was not a backwards pass. Right? That looked pretty forward out of the corner of my eye, but dude, that's absolutely a forward pass. What is Miami drinking? All right. NFC East, we got Philly is actually kind of tough. Is Calcaterra? Yeah, Calcaterra is still there, right? Right, Eagles fans. So you got Calcaterra, you got Daniel Bellinger, right? For the Giants. You got Schoonmaker for Dallas, and you got our man, Kansas State rookie. Oh man, what's his name? Second round pick out of Kansas State was one of our my guys in the draft. Oh, good pocket movement from Love to hit the check down. Thank you, Ben Sinat. It's the tequila, guys. It's the tequila. That's why I can't think of these guys. See, I remember school and where they were drafted and how good they are. What their actual name is like the fourth or fifth most important thing. But we got North and East done. You go to the NFC South. Jacob's fighting through. All right. Panthers, we'll call it either Ian Thomas or Tommy Tremble because our guy, Jatavion Sanders, may he recover quickly, but he is definitely the starter there now. In Atlanta, I believe they brought in the guy from San Fran, who was their tight end too for a while, from Georgia. Man, Werner? Is that right? Warner? Chat might have to help me with that one. They're kind of a tough one. Warner is what I'm going with there. Charlie Warner. Yep. All right. I'll count that. And then Bucks. Who the heck is the backup to Cade Otton? Oh, it's Minnesota. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, all I remember is schools. Kokieft. Kokieft is the Bucks backup tight end. Head Joe says the Falcons backup tight end is actually Kyle Pitts. Oh yeah, Payne Durham as well. That's right, Payne Durham. I forgot about him. Kokieft, I'll count Kokieft though. He probably splits with Payne Durham. Oh, Wicks. I bet Kokieft has more snaps than Payne Durham this year. I'm checking that right now. Nah, Payne Durham has more. Kokieft barely plays. All right, so I missed on that. I forgot about Payne Durham. I like Payne Durham too. And then Saints backup tight end Taysom Hill, Foster Moreau, Juwan Johnson, depends on the week. AFC South, we already got Cade Stover, obviously. Packers just got unnecessary roughness. That's going to back them up. But Tennessee, it's going to be... I know who it is. He's from Cincinnati. He's tall. Got a good 40. Man. This is not a good look for me. I can't think of these guys' names. Oh, man. I don't know if that one's going to come to me. I could picture him, too. He's playing well this year. Josh Wiley. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Sheldon. Then you got Colts. I mean, they have like 4 tight ends. I would say Mo Alley Cox is probably their backup, but you could go Kylan Granson, Drew Ogletree, who dropped a touchdown last week. Could argue at this point Jelani Woods is a backup if he ever plays again. Liza says, what is happening? I'm trying to name the backup tight end for every NFL team. That's what we're doing. Because the Packers are pulling away. So then we just have the West left. So San Fran. I mean... Jordan Thomas or not Jordan Thomas, Logan Thomas. I know they signed him, but I don't think he's been playing. They have Cam Latu. I don't think he's been healthy. Who else does? Kittle's had to play a lot this year, but who the hell else do they have that's healthy? I actually genuinely don't know this. Oh, Eric Saubert. I don't think I would have gotten that one. That's the first one where I couldn't even think of it. Everyone else I knew who it was. I just couldn't think of their name. That one I was not going to get. So I'll take an L on that one. And then Seattle, it's AJ Barner. Arizona, it's Tip Raymond. The Rams, Colby Parkinson's been starting because Higbee's out. Their next tight end would be... Oh, it's... started with Miami. Long? Hunter Long? Yeah, Hunter Long for the Rams. So the NFC West is down, and then and Davis Allen, but Davis Allen, Hunter Long, pretty much same deal. AFC West, you got Chiefs. He's playing so well. He just got a contract extension before this year. Don't help me. This one I need to be able to remember. Played at Duke. Goodness gracious, man. My name recall is Noah Gray. Noah Gray. We got it. Chargers is going to be... You would think they'd have another veteran in there that they signed. I mean, they obviously have Disley. Parham Parham is on that roster, but he hasn't been able to be healthy. Oh, yeah. Hayden Hurst. I stole that one from the chat. I forget Hayden Hurst exists because he never plays. Tua goes down again. Yeah, Tucker Fisk is the other guy that actually plays. I'm going to look at the Chargers depth chart. Yeah. Oh, Stone Smart. He's been there. I can't blame myself for not thinking of Hayden Hurst, because he's probably played like 20 snaps. He's played in 7 games. He's played 160 snaps. So he's been out there a little bit more than I gave him credit, but that one was a tough one. Now name all college backup tight ends. Now we're talking. Okay, 3rd and 9. Oh, God. Tyreek's wide open. How do you let that happen? Yeah, Hurst is on IR right now. But yeah, Raiders, Michael Mayer. It's crazy to say that. And Broncos is... They cut Troutman. They just cut UCLA as well. It's Croft, right? I like Croft, if I got his name right. Oh, Kroll. Sorry. Lucas Kroll, not Croft. All right. I give myself a B- for naming backup tight ends. With 3 drinks in me. More Jonnu Smith. All right, give me one more roster challenge before we get out of here. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's crazy. That's wild. I actually can't do long snapper. I don't know long snappers. I'll do backup. How about backup running back? Or every team's third edge rusher. Okay. I like that one better than running back. Running back's a little easy. All right. This should take us to the end of this game. And then a deflection almost gets intercepted on the 2-point. All right. Every team's third edge rusher. We'll start same order. Okay, Packers and Igbari. Vikings, Dallas Turner. Lions, I mean, you got Za'Darius, you got James Houston, Pascal, Kaminsky. It gets a little murky with the Lions, but I named 4 of them there. Whichever one you want to say is the third. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson there too. Bears. you probably would go DeMarcus Walker. It's kind of a hybrid. Really, they cut James Houston. Interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, Bears, because Darrell Taylor, I would say, is their number 2. So you probably go like DeMarcus Walker. Austin Booker, I feel like, hasn't really been playing for them. So I'll go DeMarcus Walker as their number 3. Yeah, Vikings, Pat Jones actually plays more than Dallas Turner. Okay, AFC North. You go Miles Murphy for the Bengals. You go Ojabo wasn't even active for the Ravens, so it's not him. You know, Van Noy and Owe. And then, I mean, Adisa Isaac's there, but he hasn't really played much. I'm forgetting someone. Who's actually their number 3? Oh, it's got to be Robinson from Ole Miss. I can't remember his first name, but I think it's Robinson from Ole Miss. I think is their number 3. I'll double check that. Almost positive. Yes, Tavius Robinson from Ole Miss, year 2. He has played 300 snaps. So we got that one right. Browns, it's no longer Ogbonnia-Okoronkwo because they traded Za'Darius. So after him, you're probably talking about, I don't think Alex Wright's been healthy for them this year, but him and they have a guy from Oklahoma that plays a lot for them that I can't think of his name. Isaiah McGuire. Yeah, Isaiah McGuire is their number 3. Not from Oklahoma, though. He's from Missouri. Who am I thinking of? I guess I'm just crazy. Yeah, it's Isaiah McGuire, who's from Missouri. That one was tough. Steelers, obviously, is Nick Herbig, which is an unbelievable luxury. So we got the Norths done. NFC, yeah, Myles Garrett is their 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, basically. Over in the East, Patriots, no longer Uche. Patriots are tough. They're kind of a weird, because Keon White. Yeah, Isaiah Thomas is the guy from Oklahoma I was thinking of, Dylan, but I didn't see him. He must be on IR or something. Patriots are tough. Who the hell do they have coming off the edge? They just signed, Ngakoue is kind of their 3 right now. I'll settle for Ngakoue. You got, yeah, because I would say Keon White plus Anthony Jennings are kind of their 1, 2, and then, yeah, I would say Yannick was brought in to be their 3. Jets is Clemens / yeah, I would say Michael Clemens is their 3. Dolphins, I guess now it's Shaq Barrett. And then Bills, AJ Epinesa. Flambeau, thanks for the super chat. What do I think it would take for Matt LaFleur to win Coach of the Year? I just don't think he's going to win it based on how that award is voted. There's too many good candidates. They're going to vote for the coaches that shattered expectations. So, to take it from Harbaugh and Gannon, I mean, even like Kevin O'Connell having Sam Darnold, like this year is just too stacked for Coach of the Year. I don't think LaFleur can win it, frankly. I don't think enough teams are going to collapse for that to be possible, even if he deserves it. Okay, let's see if we can finish our challenge, though. We got to do NFC East. So for the Cowboys, I mean, their whole group is hurt, but I'll just drop Marshawn Nealand because he's finally out there. You go Parsons, Lawrence, Nealand, Sam Williams. Love going deep. Oh, broken up. Watson wants the flag. Giants is going to be Azeez Ojulari. Oh, LaFleur's pissed. He wanted that. He wanted that PI. I want to see this replay. I want to see if this is going to get me pissed. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely pass interference. Just mugging him down the field.
Just a humble bounty hunter, man.
Washington's third edge, I guess Dante Fowler? Or is he number 2? I mean, Frankie Louva. Well, Louva's just been playing linebacker for them. Washington's actually kind of tough. Because I think Fowler... Well, they got Clelin Ferrell would be their number 3. And then Philadelphia, it was Brandon Graham, but he's hurt now, so Nolan Smith. Bryce Huff is hurt, so Nolan Smith gets bumped up. Then it becomes... Man. All of a sudden, they're really thin off the edge. I mean, they must still have, like... I can picture him. He wears, like, number 48. Oh, yeah, Jalix Hunt. Forgot about Jalix Hunt. Is it him, or do they still have... Is it Patrick Williams? Who's going to play more? Oh, they picked up Charles Harris. They do not still have Patrick Williams. So, yeah, Jalix Hunt. That one's tough because they've had so many injuries in that room. Okay, so then you go south. Houston is... Oh, it's Derek Barnett. Tennessee. Man, they're really thin at edge. Is it... Oh, man, if this is right, Thomas Incoom, the UDFA, is he their number 3? Who else do they have? It doesn't look like Incoom is on the team. That was a shot in the dark. Yeah, they have... I wouldn't have thought of this. Jalen Harrell. Man, Key and Landry must play a lot because I have not seen much Jalen Harrell. I want to see how much they play. Jalen Harrell's played 200 snaps. Ali Gay's played 70. Okay, yeah, I was not going to get that one, though. That one's hard. Indy is going to be mean, probably Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye is probably a starter. But Terrell Lewis, Kwity Paye, whatever rotation of that you want to go with. Plus, Odeyingbo plays a little edge. It's kind of a complicated group. Jacksonville is... Oh, who's the guy from Louisville? He's got to be their number 3, right? Can't think of his name. I feel like there's someone I'm forgetting about in Jacksonville. I mean, Miles Cole. I mean, Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker basically play every snap for them. I guess it's Miles Cole. Yeah, Yasir Abdullah is who I was thinking of, but he's... Is he injured? I'm looking at the Hour Lads. I don't see Yasir Abdullah. No, he's out there, but I don't know how much he plays. Let's look at their... I mean, that's pretty crazy. Does no one play third edge for them? Armstead plays a little edge. Miles Cole's played 62 snaps in 4 games.
Just a humble bounty hunter, man.
Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines Allen basically play all their snaps. But I think we got Titans, Texans, Colts. So then we got NFC South. This is harder than I thought it would be. This is definitely harder than I thought it would be. But for the Bucks, I would go with Anthony from Iowa. Anthony from Iowa. Anthony Nelson. Panthers. Good God, name the number 2 starter on the Panthers. I guess it'd be DJ Johnson, maybe. Their edge group's a joke. Falcons. Probably we got Judon. Ethan saying Zach Harrison. Yeah. Suppose that'd be right. Well, no, like Lorenzo Carter / Ebiketie would be their number 2. Oh, yeah. Well, DJ Wanham's the number 2 for Carolina. The number 3 for Carolina would be... Yeah, DJ Johnson. Saints is... I guess at this point you'd say Cam Jordan is their number 3. You go out west, Thule for the Chargers. I'm trying to think of the big edge out of Michigan for the Chiefs. Tua just got sacked again. Big guy. Oh, here's number. Mike Dana. Charles Omenihu, Felix Eneduke Uzama. They all kind of play for the Chiefs. Raiders are tough. I mean, it was supposed to be Tyree Wilson. Oh, yeah, Josh Usay's on the Chiefs, too. Okay, the Packers game's done. Raiders actually is probably Charles Snowden. Broncos would be our guy Ellis, the rookie. NFC West, 49ers, Yetur Gross-Matos. Seattle, they've had some injuries, but I mean, arguably Draymond Jones would be their 3 off the edge. He plays mostly edge, and he plays less than Mafe and Hall, so I guess he's the answer there. And then Cardinals, I would say Dennis Gardeck is technically their 3. And our last team, the Rams, would be Michael Hoyt. All right, we did it. I don't know how entertaining that was, but it was fun for me to do. Always good to go through rosters and touch up on all that. But thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry the game wasn't very close in the end. Dolphins fans especially, I'm so sorry for you. Go Pack, go. Final takeaways, I would say Dolphins are officially, I mean, they already were, but they're officially in just a really weird spot. They have to really do some soul searching and figure out where this is going, because Tua turned it on late. It's not even so much about Tua, but this team's at a weird spot in their window, contract-wise. And this game was a big spot for them to potentially reignite their season. And unfortunately, it went all the way back to the offseason where we questioned if this team was physically capable enough to play in playoff, cold weather, outdoor football against more physical teams. And even when the offense started working, they get down first and goal from the 1, and they can't get a yard. Like, that just came right back to the issue. So Dolphins are in trouble. And the Packers, I mean, I don't know how much different you feel about them, but they're a really good football team. They've played 2 straight games of great team football, which the Niners and Dolphins are not what we thought they were coming into the year, but it doesn't look too bad to blow those 2 teams out. And I think they just got to keep building on what's working for them. It's the Packers at this point. It's definitely just coming down to what happens in the playoffs, because it feels like they're pretty safely in at this point. And then I think everybody agrees they're a good team, and we agree, Love is a polarizing quarterback, but generally a very good quarterback that can make a few too many mistakes for some people's liking. But can they get to the playoffs and kind of take that next leap in terms of perception? But I don't think this game really changed your perception on the Packers, just, continuing to build towards that. So fun stream regardless. Thank you everybody for joining tonight on Patreon. I will see you guys tomorrow for the rest of the exclusive picks. And then I will end by saying I am going to take some free time this weekend to start watching some college tape. And we should hopefully be getting a little bit of a shift towards, draft content. But have a great night, everybody. I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the game tomorrow as well. We'll see you later. Oh, and thank you everybody for your super chats tonight. Love it.